Hey everyone, Josh here from Bricktowne. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Bricktowne... Hey everyone, Josh here from Bricktowne. Thanks for coming back for episode 2 of the Bricktowne Bulletin. This is the personal vlog, I suppose, of the channel, where you'll get to see my face. Hear things like channel news, upcoming shows and series or things like that, and also maybe a particular topic or something like that I would like to talk about. So, for the channel news for today, I got some bullets over here on my screen, so if I'm not, if I'm reading, well it's because I'm reading. So for the channel news, we are going to be implementing an upload schedule very soon. I've been sort of wishy-washy with my schedule. At first, I was just spending day after day after day editing and throwing up as much content as I could on the channel just to get like a base of content, just to have something there. But over the last week or so, I've scaled that back. I've been more on the passive sort of watching YouTube, checking it out, being part of the community, leaving comments, sharing things around. I've been just kind of hanging out and just trying to plan, and mentally just prepare for the endeavor that is going to be potentially the next few years, or hopefully more also after that. So the schedule, which I will put up here, basically says that, and in fact I'll open it up so I can read it because I don't remember what it says. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. It is in fucking there. Yes. Alright, so here it is. Here. Monday, open for discussion. That is the what I would consider the flagship, the podcast discussion, open format, sort of debate, whatever you want to call it, general topics or very specific. Tuesday is going to be a day off just to hang out. I'm not planning on recording or editing, only taking care of personal obligations or personal projects, I suppose. So I might edit, I suppose, but only if I had something. But generally speaking, this is my passion project, so this is my editing. Anyway, Wednesday is going to be the Bricktowne Bulletin, which is what we're watching right now. Now, obviously, this is not going to be uploaded on Wednesday. It's going to be uploaded on a Monday, because as soon as I get this done, I'm uploading it, and it's Monday. So, yeah. And so, the Bricktowne Bulletin, again, personal vlog, a little bit about my life, and a little bit about what's going on with the channel, and then a little bit about maybe something that I care about. Thursday, I am going to be doing Thursday and Friday, I'll be doing gameplay and editing, where I will be playing a game, and then I will be in that game. Game hopefully eventually will not be the one that I'm editing. It'll be put in a backlog, and I'll be editing other episodes in front of it. But so that way I'll always have sort of a moving conveyor belt of content. But yeah, so Thursday and Friday are for work. Those are work days. So like whether I edit first for the first 8 to 6 or 12 hours, I don't know, and then I get a crunch in an hour or two of gameplay to record, because that's really, 2 hours of gameplay is like more than enough to get weeks of episodes if done right. So yeah, so, blah, blah, blah. And then, so on Saturday, I am calling that my survival Saturday. I'm trying to be all hokey and fucking weird. So it's, yeah, so anything, any kind of survival game. Right now I'm playing Ark Survival Evolved, but, if I ever got into the Long Dark or, I don't know, Minecraft survival mode, if I'm going to go hardcore, Spaced Out Sundays is going to be super exciting because I'm a nerd and I love space. And so right now, again, I'm playing Kerbal Space Program, but I also do have current saved files of No Man's Sky, and I have the Universe Sandbox 2. Now, the Universe Sandbox 2 is holding a lot of potential to be more of an infotainment sort of series, because I am not an astrophysicist, and I won't be one. So, but I love space, and I like to think, and I like to be challenged, and I want to get into Sandbox 2. But it's actually really intimidating. So I thought Kerbal Space Program was intimidating, and I still think that it's intimidating. However, now that I've gotten to play it, and I'm sure it's the same thing with Universe Sandbox, but I'm much more comfortable now when I load up Kerbal, kind of know what I'm doing, basically. Yeah, but with Universe, I played and by played, I mean, I opened the program within Steam for about 25 minutes. I looked at the general UI, and I tried to figure out the menu systems, and I loaded up some of their pre-programmed simulations, which are awesome. Yeah, dude, I can't wait to get into that. But anyway, that's spaced out Sunday. Okay, so back onto the notes for today's bulletin. I am actually going to be going on vacation for 3 weeks, and starting tomorrow, actually. That's why I have the impetus to get this recorded and edited and uploaded today, because this is probably going to be the last thing I'll be able to upload in the next 3 weeks. I am flying out of Boston, arriving at San Francisco. I'm going to be seeing a friend there, and we're going to be kind of just going on a little vacation. I haven't been on a proper vacation in well over a decade. I lived out of state for a while, but that's not really, and that was back in 2012. So obviously not a decade, but that wasn't a vacation. This is a proper, just detached from my hometown, my bedroom, and just be in a new space, mentally, emotionally, physically, just feel the California sun. The farthest west I've ever gotten to was Texas. I drove to Texas twice, 2 road trips with different groups of people, and I love road trips. I think they're the greatest things ever, but yeah, I never got quite all the way to California. So now I'm finally getting a chance to get all the way to the West Coast, to see the Pacific Ocean, to dip my toes. I can't wait to go swimming in the sea over there. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm pumped, and I'm going to be gone for a reasonable amount of time, 3 weeks. So that's a proper fucking vacation. Like, I'm going to be ready to come home, you know what I mean, by then. I'll be homesick by then, so I'm excited for it. I will be documenting as much as possible, not to be that super annoying, I want to look at my vacation, but I want you to look at my vacation. So I'm going to be taking pictures and video and stuff, like snippets, nothing major, and I also don't want to live my vacation through the lens, you know what I mean? We have plans of perhaps most likely getting into LA, the Hollywood area, hopefully, to take pictures of some of the landmarks and maybe see some celebs. We're going to be also potentially getting down to Yosemite, which would be a huge thing. I would love to get down into Yosemite National Park. I'm a nature guy, so that would be amazing. So yeah, we're going to be, I'll be arriving in San Fran, and then we'll be kind of moving around California at that point. Might get a chance to go a little bit north to see some redwoods, which would also be on the bucket list. So there will be some documentation. There will be a video when I get back of pictures and video and me just talking on about how awesome it was. So look forward to that. I did want to get a backlog of scheduled videos while I was gone, like just record like 4 hours of each game and just make a half hour, boom, 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 and that would cover all of the days for sure. But yeah, it didn't happen. Like I said, I just kind of vegged out. I really pushed the button. I really pushed the limits when I dove into this editing thing. I haven't edited a video since college, and that was in 2004, 2003, 2004. So I had to, it was a relearning process. I was comfortable with the UI instantly upon opening HitFilm. I saw the trimmer and the preview window and the timeline and the assets. I got all of that, which is great. But, there are just so many things, newer, improved ways and methods and things like that. So this whole thing has been a learning process, but that's exactly what I wanted to do. So, yeah. But anyway, I dove in real hard, and I kind of burnt myself out a little bit. Only in that I just woke up one day and was like, I don't really want to play any game right now, or actually, in fact, it was more like I woke up with the intention of maybe doing some work today, but then I just got sucked into YouTube, which is why I'm obsessed with YouTube and now want to be a part of it. Because yeah, it just has a way of just one video to the next, and it's just, I don't know. So I ended up realizing after 2 days of not actually getting any work done, I'm like, well, maybe this is just what I need to do. I'm not going to push it. So I'm going on vacation. I'm going to have a lot of fun, and I hope to see you back when I get back. Now, let's get on to the meat and potatoes. We're at 10 minutes now. I didn't want this to be more than really 10 or 11 minutes, but this next bit's going to be a few minutes. Anyway, all right. So, it's not my intention on this channel, or even with my vlog here, to get, like, uber political, because, like, I'm not here to alienate anybody, and I'm not here to perpetuate division. I think there's just too much of that trying to be spun right now, and I don't know. So, I'm not looking to get into fights with anybody in the comments. If you have an opinion, and if you would want to share your opinion, you are absolutely welcome to, and I encourage you to. Please do, and I will respond more than likely, because I don't do much except for this. So, yeah. But anyway, all right. So, I'm just going to dive into it. This was also meant to be recorded yesterday, so I kind of, this is a day later, but just fucking bear with me. Yesterday, March 24th, 2018, marked a pivotal moment in American history. It is so glaringly obvious that we don't need the retrospect to see it in a 2020 view. Yesterday, we saw Americans use their voices for good, pushing hard against the established and getting us closer than ever to an honest and open dialogue about what is going on in this country, and perhaps what steps we need to be willing to take in order to move on from the senseless violence and division. Yesterday was the March for Our Lives, a march, a movement, a protest against what has become normalized in American society. We saw brave young men and women, and yes, even young boys and girls, doing something the adults, aka those in power in this country, cannot seem to bring themselves to do. We saw them say the words and think the thoughts that our politicians are too cowardly or corrupt to think or say. We saw Americans standing up and fighting for the America we have been promised since birth. Yesterday, we also saw countless older Americans standing hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder with those our youngest generations. We saw grandparents, mothers, and fathers. We saw the recognition in their faces, and we felt the weight in their hearts. That same weight is slowly crushing our society. And you could sense the adults understand that now is the time to do something about it. Yesterday truly was an important moment, a turning point in the consciousness of the American people. Today, though, the ugly head of willful ignorance rears its disfigured head, old and fragile and weak in mind and spirit. Today was a day for the morons to rapid-fire repost disgusting, dishonest, and truly cognitive dissonant memes, tropes, and stereotypes. Today was a day for real, genuine Americans to feel disrespected and disappointed in the mental failings of their gun-obsessed, fundamentalist, Republican conservatives. Today was a day for the discussion to take a step backward after being doggedly pushed forward all day yesterday. Today is also the day when we the people refuse to allow the narrative to be controlled by a few extremists on either side of the argument. Today is the day we cheer louder and stand prouder with those brave young Americans, to prove to them that they are not alone, that they are heard, felt, and loved. This day is far from over. Still a lot of hours left to speak up for your own self-interest, in the interest of every single person living in this democratic republic. The saying goes, strike while the iron is hot. Well, under the intense fire and fury of public scrutiny, this is that time. The thing that really gets to me, these folks who so proudly tout their conservatism are always on and on about Team America. Right? America. Yet, at this point, it genuinely seems like they have a selective memory. Or it's that, or they're all just too fucking stupid to pay attention in U.S. history when they were being taught this, okay? Our founding fathers were outcasts. They were rebels. And yeah, they were social justice proponents. Shocker, right? Wait, what's that? If you listen close enough, you can actually hear their testicles recoiling from the truth. They rallied against absolute power and demanded a freer and more fair system. They then proceeded to painstakingly, over years, propose, write, and rewrite our Constitution. When they were finished, they knew that they had not drafted a flawless document. They required that we reevaluate every 20 years or so. And I don't find it that much of a leap to suggest that the revision process be applied to amendments as well. I'm not a political scientist. I am not a scholar. I didn't go to college for any of this shit. I don't know if there is some implication of revising amendments, or maybe you just add another amendment to the back of it to compensate for the first piece of shit or whatever, the first mistake, misspeak, whatever you want to say. But it doesn't seem like that's too far of a, Now, to be clear, no one is saying abolish the Constitution or our rights or the amendments. If that is your stance, if that is the false narrative that you want to lean on, then go right ahead. Just don't be butthurt when decent society ignores you and casts you to the outskirts. You can sit in your tiny closed-off sandbox with your other extremist friends. This is not 1776 anymore. This is not the civil rights movement of the 1960s and 70s. This is a new day with new terms. Conservatism is dying out, as it must. They would keep us trapped in the past while human nature demands that we move forward, and always has. But hey, you're totally welcome to your own misguided thoughts and inaccurate opinion facts. Go ahead, hold on to the past with your cold, dead hands. We want nothing to do with it. Feels good to get that out. Again, I don't want this channel to become about this kind of thing, but you get to a point in your life where enough is enough, and you have to. I'm done, saying that my voice isn't enough or it doesn't matter to be outspoken in these situations. So yeah, I decided that I felt like I should say that. Obviously wrote with a lot of passion, a lot of anger, reread, recalling with a lot of passion, a lot of anger. But, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. But if we can't even have the discussion, we are proactively dooming ourselves to this crumbling democracy that, we try to call home. So, whatever, man. With that being said, thank you guys for sticking around if you watched this long. I appreciate it. Share it, comment, like, sub, whatever. I'm going to enjoy my vacation. I'm going to unwind and just sort of decompress. And, all right, guys. Thanks for hanging out.